9 a.m., and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. I'm going to start by reading the public forum, the rules for the public forum. They are limited to 5 minutes per topic. Discussions or comments about town employees, agency members, or volunteers should be avoided so as not to violate individuals' rights. There's nobody here for public forum, so we will start with the minutes from our November 19th meeting because we had to cancel our December meeting. Are there any questions on the minutes from November's meeting? I have a question. Asked to diversify and combined offerings, what was that about?
So, in our last meeting, it was suggested that we try to make different programming for all kinds of people, add more things to our programming, so.
Okay, which has
Yeah.
been done, and which was always done to
Yeah.
some extent.
Yep, and to take one program and put another program right on its heels so that potentially people would stay.
Right.
So,
And the other question was seating and hospitality issues were discussed.
yeah, just,
That was just,
yeah,
okay.
just put it in there just for,
Okay, I didn't know, I didn't remember from November, and I didn't know if it meant some people weren't being hospitable.
no.
So, and hopefully that's not the case. Okay, then we'll go to the director's report.
it's a big one. It's very short, actually.
It was a happy
Because-
holiday season.
It was a happy
I would
holiday.
assume. For most of us or all of
Right.
us, hopefully. But you wanted to
Yeah,
discuss the center.
Yes, so what I'd like to do is to let you know that it was a very busy season for the senior center and for the food pantry. A lot of generosity from folks out there in the community, and we sincerely can't thank them enough. I would love to yammer on about the list of everybody who came together for the support, but inevitably I will forget and offend someone. So all the community, please, thank you so much for everything that you've done for the seniors and for the food pantry throughout the season and throughout the year, frankly. I've included, once again, the information and referral for seniors and their families. This is what the professional side of the center does. I think sometimes there's a conflict between the professional side and the fun side or the community offerings. There's a big difference between the two. So once again, I'm just going to remind people out there in TV land that Clark Alderman, our outreach director, as well as myself, we are here to help you with legal issues, financial concerns, elder fraud, Social Security restrictions and disability, mass health and Medicaid and Medicare, caregiver support, elderly housing transition, medication concerns, health and nutrition, food stamps or SNAP benefits, medical insurance, fuel assistance, grief and loss, elder abuse and neglect, safety issues, and long-term care options. We have support and hopefully answers in all of these areas. That's what we're here to do professionally. So if there are people out there that need or know of people that need this kind of help or direction, we are there with a great arsenal of representatives and people who can help you, and usually for free, quite honestly. So we like to call this tax dollars at work. These are the things that we can give you some assistance with, so as to not pull out your hair or anything like that. So again, this is the professional side of the senior center. If you go onto your red paper, the red paper that you have, this is what the fun side or the offering side of the senior center is. So there's health, we break it down into health, fitness, wellness, and cognition. And we offer Tai Chi, Zumba, chair Zumba, mat yoga, chair yoga, power walk, muscular strength, men's stretching, and blood pressure and blood sugar clinics. That's for health, fitness, wellness, and cognition, because all that stuff helps out. Then we also offer social and cognitive and cognition offerings. So there's a hiking group, a biking group, a pitch card game, and I'm sorry card game, computer club, ukulele, Sutton Serenaders Chorus, bingo, the Hookers, which is a knitting and crochet group. Let's make that perfectly clear.
Yes, clarify that.
Darts, Tool Shed, which is a men's group, which doesn't necessarily discuss tools. They just discuss whatever. Book club, and lunches. So this is what we have to offer on top of the professional services that come with your senior center. If anyone at any time has something they would like us to try to add in here under one of these bold things here, let me know, and we can attempt to try to find a spot within our schedule to offer what you might suggest. So if anybody has any suggestions, please come and let me know. And much like ukulele, it started out with one person asking if we could start it up. Now you have 30 some odd people crammed in that room. So, and the same thing with a chair Zumba class. It's the same thing. Come and ask, and I'll do my best to try to make it happen. But again, this is the fun side of the senior center. And again, none of these things you have to pay for. Ukulele, there's an offering that goes to the instructor because we don't pay the instructor. And the meal program is a suggested $3 donation. Other than that, everything here is offered to you at no charge. And I think that's pretty terrific. So that's
I think
what we
you
have with that.
said it all when you said you would try, she would try to find a spot, because everything that you listed, everybody likes what they belong to, and they like to keep it. And you do your utmost to find a spot, but sometimes it's not something that is possible.
Right.
Or there's not a big enough interest in it to maintain it or keep it going.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's really important.
We'll, so if you have any suggestions, please feel free to let me know. Any questions? Okay. If you go on to the February calendar, I'll let you know that the Shine Counselor is available on Tuesday, February 4th. I have asked Seema Kenny, Kenny, if she would come and do a writing your own biography She has done a lot with Ancestry, and she had sent a bunch of different programs that she had available, and I had asked Ginny DeHaan what she thought might be a good thing, because I know she's very into Ancestry. So we thought maybe this might be a good thing to do, is come on down at 11 o'clock on Wednesday, February 5th, and learn how to write your own biography, which for your grandchildren and for their grandchildren and so on and so forth, there's something there for them. It doesn't have to be a giant book, I'm sure.
So you can leave something behind.
Yes, yep. You're writing your own biography, auto.
And she's really, they don't have to write it that day.
No,
She's just
no.
going to give a
And she's
guideline.
she'll give you lots of stuff.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Plus,
I'm
she's
sure.
very knowledgeable.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sure.
super great lady.
Because she's president of the Massachusetts Society of Genealogists. Plus, she owns her own business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
That's a big thing.
yeah, that's really
She's a
Genealogy
professional
and
person,
leaving,
Yeah.
leaving
Yeah.
a biography, I know that.
yes.
Very
It's that time of year again for taxes. So AARP once again is doing taxes for us, and they are doing them on Thursdays. And you will need to call the senior center to make an appointment. Again, taxes are being offered on Thursdays by appointment. And because it's AARP, it is free of charge for our seniors. The fraud squad's still going strong on Tuesdays. On Friday the 14th, Valentine's Day, we do have a Valentines Luncheon, which will be in the newsletter that you'll see. And at 1 o'clock, we will be making Valentine's treats for our furry friends. So we'll be making Valentine treats, dog treats, and cat treats. Homemade organic treats for your furry little friends. So we have someone who does a fantastic job with this. There's still bingo that day. This is going to be offered in the side room. So come on down and make some treats for your furry little friends.
My cat needs no treats. He's heavy enough.
We'll make them diet treats.
Yes.
Make it for somebody else.
Else.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
Absolutely. Good thought.
So come on down and make some treats for your furry friends. On the 17th, we are closed for President's Day. On the 19th, we have book club at 10:45. And a great, wonderful thing we have coming up on the Wednesday, the 26th. At 10:30, we have Southwick Zoo coming. And Southwick Zoo has a mobile, what they call a mobile Earth program. And they're going to come out to us, and they're going to bring us some of their traveling animals. Now, I don't know which ones they'll be. Depends on who's cranky in the morning, apparently. Who's ever the most friendly and cranky. Cranky will stay behind, friendly will come. Again, Southwick Zoo is going to be there with their mobile Earth Zoo on the 26th at 10:30. All are welcome. And again, I don't know which animals they're going to bring, but it's just a very nice program, and I thought, what the heck, let's give it a try.
You know, in the fall, I went to someplace in Millbury, a church. They had that Animal Adventures,
Yes.
which is kind of the same thing. And it was a traveling one. And they were all animals, good size, but they were all in cages, so nobody has to be afraid. There's going to be like a giraffe or something running around. But it's so cute, and it's so interesting.
Constrictor or anything?
No, right.
I think they did
Alligators.
They did have one there, but it was geared for
Quiet.
children, and they could all hold it.
Was it put on by Lefty?
Oh.
But it's really interesting
That's funny.
and cute. That's quite the
Yeah.
thing.
So
That sounds good.
absolutely. So if you have some grandkids and they want to come out to that, you're more than welcome to bring whoever to that program. I do have to give a shout out to my husband Adam, who's got a little pull for this. So he's the one that kind of got us involved with this. So again, Wednesday the 26th, 10:30, Southwick's Mobile Zoo. And as of right now, that's what we have in February. One last thing that I want to tell you that's up and coming, March 2nd, I believe it's March 2nd. I have a judge coming to talk about the judicial system. It's Judge Kenton Walker, and she's a judge in the area, and she's again going to come and talk about our judicial system. And it's a Q&A, so you're more than welcome to come on down. I'll give you more information about that in the newsletter and things like that as they come along. But you'll see it in February's newsletter on the back page, more about it, the date and time, and what it's actually going to be about. But again, we have a judge coming to talk about that. I think it's going to be kind of a neat program. All right. Any questions? Okay.
Do you want to move on to the treasurer's report?
I'm going to throw in the
Do you have
outreach
it?
report.
The outreach first?
Yeah.
Fine.
So this is November and December combined. And you'll notice that down at the bottom, we have added two more things, senior home maintenance, but again, we put a slash with snow and ice removal because we have gone over to several of our different seniors to help them remove their snow and their ice. And we also put Medicare and Social Security on there because we've helped about 7 people with that. So you're looking at 243 phone calls, 65 rides, Elder Bus 40 rides, Veterans Questions and Referrals 8, SNAP, which is your food stamps, 6 people, Legal Referrals 3, Medical Equipment Loans, as you can see, have gone up because of the holidays. People have their elderly folks with them, so they've needed to borrow equipment. So wheelchairs and transport chairs are 8, walkers 4, commodes 4, and shower chairs 3. 12 home visits, family support, which is 6, senior family support. So it's kind of that always kind of goes up during the holidays because a lot of kids are home and either visiting their parents and see some different issues, or they have their parents with them, either way, and then they'll call and ask for some assistance and information on what we can do to help their folks. 3 people for Shine. Meals on Wheels, that's in-house, 80 give or take, and 700 give or take that are delivered. These are duplicated, okay? So it's not 700 people get. They're duplicated numbers. Bereavement support is 4. This is one-on-one, but I will tell you that coming up in the spring, we will be having a group one being held by one of our local deacons. We'll be doing that. And it's going to be ecumenical, whatever. It's not really going to be like a faith-based thing. It's just somebody who really knows how to do some bereavement support in a group-like setting. Professional meetings, Clark had gone to 4. Fuel assistance, 8. And again, the senior home maintenance, snow and ice is 13. And Medicare and Social Security is 7. Any questions?
What are professional meetings?
So he sits on the board at Elderbus. He sits on the board at the Central Mass Agency on Aging. And he also sits on a local committee that's held at the down on Gilmore Drive, where area people, professionals get together and meet. So,
What I think might be worth, it's worth me asking and to get out there. For fuel assistance, I mean, it really, especially in the winter months, when somebody comes to you, it's not like they are, or people should be aware, you do not make the decision
No.
who gets and how much. It's always
somebody else's
I know,
decision.
just so that nobody goes
Yes.
to you and assumes,
Right.
well, why can't I get it from you?
Usually what they're going to expect, we send you off to Worcester Community Action Council, and then they gather all of your information there, which is located in Worcester on Main Street. If it's a senior and they need a ride to that, please let us know and we can get you there. Quite oftentimes it's a over-the-phone interview, and you can fax some paperwork, which we can also do that for you. And if it's one of our local grants, the information that I would need for a local grant, which again, I don't make that decision, I need a driver's license, I need your fuel bill, and I need your income tax return to make sure that you meet the financial criteria. I put that together in a packet and I send it off, and the bank or whoever's offering that grant makes the determination. I just gather the information and send in the.
Do you need the same information regardless, whether it's not local?
Yes.
Doesn't everybody need the same?
Yes.
Because it would be very important to know what you need
Yes.
ahead of time.
Worcester Community Action Council kind of goes above and beyond. Well, they do. They ask for more information, such as if you're renting and you're paying for heat. They also ask for your electric bill. So there's a bunch of other things, because the more information that Worcester Community Action Council can gather, they can also come into someone's home and do a weatherization program. So they gather a lot of information because you may qualify for other programs within their business.
So in other words, you or Clark, if somebody calls you needing fuel assistance, you direct them
Yes.
to
Yep.
who they need to contact and what they need to
Yes.
be eligible.
Yep.
That's always good to know, especially
Yeah.
in this bitter cold.
Oh my,
so,
yes.
Yes. Okay.
All right. And there's our budget, Barbara. Right. Yeah, we're hanging in there. Just don't sneeze.
Michelle, in our November meeting, I believe you said that the wages for the van driver, you had applied for a grant?
Yes.
Was it, did you receive it?
I have
or
not heard back
not
yet.
as yet?
Yep. I should know. I'm hoping for the spring. Let's hope. They have not made their determination because they had so many people that applied for the grant.
Yeah.
So let's keep our fingers crossed. But I don't see why we won't be able to do that.
Okay.
And I'm not worried about that negative number.
You just have to be careful on the repair and maintenance
Yes. Yeah.
and
Don't
office
break anything.
supplies. Yeah, those two of them.
Yeah.
We're way over, yeah.
Does anybody have any questions on the budget? Any questions?
None.
No. All right, we'll proceed to the Friends report, and then Wally, you can discuss what you want, okay? A quick update on the Friends report. February, in the February newsletter, this is the month we send out the little paper included in the 60+ for our fuel, house fuel giveaway. We call it a giveaway because a raffle makes it sound like you have to buy something. This is a giveaway. We give 10 $250 fuel to go towards your fuel. And just so you know, you do not have to live in Sutton. You just have to be a senior. And if somebody wins and they do not, they live in housing for the elderly, we'll say, their fuel is included. It can be given away, that to a relative or something, because the check itself, the $250 check, is made out to whoever is the fuel carrier, which would be like Superior Oil or Al's Oil, something like that. So we just like to make that, we say this every year, but we just like to put it out there so people will know. So anyway, look for it in your February newsletter.
It can go towards electricity.
Yes, it can. It could be whoever is your electric
You know what I mean?
carrier,
Yeah.
gas. Sometimes maybe
Yeah.
I shouldn't be naming names, but any local or gas companies.
Yes.
Yeah. It just is whoever heats your home.
Yeah.
Or your family's home or something. Whoever you want to give the the giveaway to. Okay, that's it from the Friends, except a large thank you to everybody who either donated things for our chain of lights. It was very successful. Whoever donated, who volunteered their time, and who came and bought things, because again, everything is 100% profit to the senior center and the seniors that we are able to help in one way or another. So thank you all very much. That's it from the Friends. Now, Wally, I think you wanted to discuss something?
Yes. A couple of weeks ago, I went to the Central Mass Regional Planning Commission meeting, and the primary topic was the U.S. Census. And there was a representative from the U.S. Census Department to go here. And they're looking for volunteers. They need people to go out. People haven't responded, and so forth and so on. They're looking to give between 10 to 40 hours between the months of April and July, and the hourly rate is $22. So people looking for something to do, make a contribution. Now, I also want to stress, you can say, well, what is the census? The census collects all the information that decides where the budget is going. Okay, and it's done every 10 years, and we can upgrade it. We had a conversation prior to this meeting about elderly housing and then this and then that. Where do the numbers come from that report that we got? Basically out of the census. If you don't have these numbers, you can't do anything. There's $675 billion a year comes into in federal funding throughout the United States. To put it in perspective, this goes down to $2,000 a person in each community. So if we get short counted, we don't get it. Mm-hmm. Now, there are a couple of caveats here. One is you have to be here for 183 days. So if people are in Florida, of course they're probably down there already, they can't, if they sign up in Florida, they're gonna get counted in Florida. They will not get counted here in Sutton. And the other side was, if you have kids in college, they're probably there for more than 183 days if they start in September and get out at the end of May. So they should not be counted in Sutton. But I really can't stress enough, and you say, well, what do we get? Well, we've got a new school, we've got a new police station, and a lot of that money came from the state. But really, if you scratch under the surface, where did it come from? It came from the federal government. Same, we got a new bridge over in Wilkes, that was $4 million. And the town didn't have to specifically put up any money for that. So we need to be counted. So I'd say it's it's a situation that, if you're interested, they're certainly looking for people. And I would contact Laura Caruso, the town clerk, because she's the one that interfaces with all of this. I know we're short on time here today, but there's one thing I want to just bring up. I can give you some detail, we can discuss it further later. In a couple of articles that came out in the last 30 days, 60 days. And, one is called A Major Redesign of Life. For centuries, what do? We arrive here on the planet, our parents bring us up, we go to school, then we get a job. Okay, and then eventually down the road, hopefully we retire, and so forth and so on. Okay, and we all know that the whole world has changed dramatically since we were probably us are in the workforce, but certainly our kids and our grandkids are going to be directly affected by this. So the new thing is, who knows if people are really programmed to be retired for 30 years or 40 years. I mean, if you think about it, that is, when I was a kid, that would be like, wow. But today, there are an awful lot of people in their 80s and 90s. They're still active and this and that. And then you get into all kinds of other issues. We discussed, housing, finance, healthcare. We didn't even get to that one. That's a real big one because the older you get, the more you're liable to get into this. So they came up with this, and then I thought it was really interesting because 2 weeks after I read this article, I got my college bulletin from Babson, and guess what? It's the same topic. So the theory is you're going to go, maybe you don't go directly from high school to college. You go do something that you might be interested in, then you go to college, and then maybe you work in some career field for 20 years, and then you go back to college or some educational program, probably doesn't have to be college, and then maybe you have another career. In other words, I'm just talking about getting the mindset turned around a little bit differently than what we have all been used to. So there's one article. At some point, if maybe offline or I don't know, we could do it online. It might be interesting to talk about that. I can give you a lot more detail on it. The other thing is, there was another article that says we're getting old, but we're not doing anything about it. And this gets back into the healthcare and all the rest of this. We spend an incredible amount of energy, time, and money on kids, right? I know from my mother's generation, there were 10 kids, 5 of whom lived to be adults. That was probably par for the course back then. And then our generation, and then the future ones, and the kids, and the amount of money we spend on education and healthcare and so forth and so on. And of course, a lot of the senior illnesses are dementia, muscular issues. They kind of form, in that area. And there's research being done on it. So these are just some general off-the-wall. I understand that we're not going to do anything about it, just to make us aware of other things. That's all.
Yes, yeah,
That's
absolutely. Thank you all, that's fantastic.
That is, yes.
Yep,
Thank you for keeping us up on what is being done. No, seriously, that's really important, and we thank you for
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
And especially the housing.
He's a
'cause
big
that's,
advocate.
Uppermost
Oh, well.
for many, many seniors, yes,
spent
at
time
this
on that
time. Absolutely, right. Okay, Michelle, is there anything else you need or want to discuss?
I don't think
Anything
so.
else anybody else wants to know? All right, then we will adjourn the meeting.